Alright, I hope you're prepared for a rather long episode, everybody. Sit back and relax, it's a special occasion. We've got a lot to talk about today. Meow. It's a big day for the United States. July 4th. Every year on July 4th, the world collapses in on itself. Everybody stops working, and we gather in the local park to watch the annual Great Cow Rapture. What's your idea of a good party? I don't go to parties much, but the last few parties I've been to, I didn't even know that they were parties. I don't even want to get into it, but my idea of a good party would have most of the people sitting. There would probably be a few people dancing, but the people dancing would not be bothering the people sitting to try to make them dance. You know, stuff like that. Everyone would be very respectful of each other. And if there's a person sitting in the corner who doesn't want to talk to anyone, just leave them alone. Maybe they're just enjoying the music by themselves. I don't believe in a party of 5. That's just 5 people hanging out. And you add a 6th person, it's just 6 people hanging out. A party's gotta be like maybe 20 people at least. And everyone's kind of doing their own thing, pretty much. You know, nobody is trying to force anyone else to join in on what the majority of everyone else is doing, because maybe there's a small group of people just chilling, sharing doodles. Maybe they're passing a sketch pad back and forth, and they're working on a collaborative drawing, and they don't feel like dancing, you know. But there's a lot of other people dancing, and you know, the vibe is still there. I don't like using the word vibe. I don't like using these modern words. I mean, vibe has always been a word, but now it's like, nowadays it's like, it means a lot of things, I guess. About a month ago, when I was at the gas station, as I was walking in, this girl stopped me and asked me if I could buy cigarettes for her. And she explained that she was 26 years old, but she forgot her ID, and she had the money, and she was handing me the money. And I said to her, like, they probably can see you through the doors, through the windows. Like, they can see you talking to me. Like, they'll probably know that I'm buying cigarettes for you specifically, especially since I am a very regular customer there. I go there like every day, and I do not buy cigarettes ever. I like never have done that. I didn't say that to her exactly, but I said to her, like, they can probably see you, so they're probably gonna know that I'm buying it for you. But I was like, whatever, I'll try it. I'll do it. So I bought her cigarettes, and then when I got back out and handed them to her, they were the wrong kind. So I went back in and was like, oh, these are the wrong kind. I gotta get this other kind. And and when I went back in, she told me to get her a blue slushy this time. So so now I gotta exchange the pack of cigarettes, and I'm also buying a blue slushy, two things that I never buy. And this time when I'm walking out of the store, the manager is like following me, and he walks outside and he watches as me and this random girl are just walking away, ignoring each other, pretend like, cause like, manager's outside, we both know what's up, better pretend nothing's happening. So we just ignore each other and we both just walk on our way. But then once I get to my car, I exchanged the pack of cigarettes and the blue slushy. So I haven't seen this girl ever since then, but I had seen her multiple times before that, so I feel like that was the last time she ever tried to have someone buy stuff for her. But it was like she was always waiting outside there at the gas station, and it's like, why are you forgetting your ID so often? Did she not have an ID? Was she not actually? I believe that she was the age that she told me she was. She was cute. That's why I did that for her. But I knew that I'd probably never see her again after that. So that's a silly story that I felt like telling. I'm not gonna re-record any of this if it didn't pick up any of my words very well. That was a 4-minute story that I just told. I'm not very good at talking, but I sure do have a lot to say, and here we go with some more. Here's something I want to say to some of the people who are listening and not engaging in any way, as I stated in my last podcast. I feel like you people must be listen. I'm kind of a paranoid person. I'm kind of paranoid. I'm kind of skittish. I don't like what you're doing. I've been doing this since before radios ever even existed. It used to just be me talking to bugs in my backyard. And bugs are the best audience. So here's something I really want to talk about. Have you realized yet that Spotify is using AI music, artificially, I don't even think that's the right way to say that. Artificially intelligent music. AI generated music. I'm gonna start this over. Spotify is using AI generated music to make more money. I didn't have much that I was going to say about that specifically, but I would like you all to check out the video by famous YouTuber Drew Gooden titled AI is Ruining the Internet, because he's saying everything that I've been thinking about what's going on with how I was talking about how Spotify is using AI music to make more money. Have you noticed that? Like, I haven't. Oh, gosh darn it. I don't know how to talk anymore because I've been accumulating what they call street smarts, and that's been messing with my vocabulary a lot. Okay, that's not really true at all. I can't stop thinking lately, and I feel like I can feel my thoughts as they move from one to another, shooting around my brain, little electric pulses zipping to and fro. I can barely control my thoughts anymore, constantly thinking about things I don't even want to be thinking about. Every day I have thoughts that I feel like only the worst people in the world would be thinking. And I say to myself, that's not me thinking that. That's just my mind going all over the place all at once, as always. Oh, right. That's called being scatterbrained. I guess I've always been like this. But I'm feeling more aware of my thoughts these days. I wish I could turn them off. Well, I can, but I don't really want to. I practice meditation, but it's been a few months. Last time I meditated, my brain stole my hand from me and started making shadow puppets with it. I said out loud, "Hey, that's my hand. Stop making shadow puppets with my hand." Then it turned into an old wagon and rolled away. It was probably one of the weirdest things that ever happened to me. I once got trapped in a dream for what felt like 3 weeks. When I finally woke up, I found that only 3 hours had passed by in this world. How can I trust anything? Some say its movements are bug-like. Well, that's a bug right there. And I don't know where it's going. How can I sleep tonight? The centipedes. They want nothing to do with me. Yet I live in fear. Ha! Living in fear of nothing. Get ready for a real fright. Some question whether it's truly paranormal. but you see around the 4-minute and 30-second mark, a man lights a cigarette and leaps into the void. It's like he jumped right through the grass, and nothing but a ghostly hand remains, beckoning you to jump in after. I've been craving Chinese food a lot lately. My brain is filling in the gaps. The brain's ability to recognize objects as faces can cause one to freeze up. A series of light beams cross the way. Time to light up myself as well. At the edge of the peninsula, I watch the beams of light move across the sky like people walking into the sun. Hard to tell if this is truly human nature, whether our eyes are playing tricks on us or not. That doesn't explain the feeling of being watched. The screaming through the trees, saying, "Please open your doors," seems like a trap, and in many cases it is. Surprised by the time once again. Every year, thousands of meteorites collide with this planet, and most of them go completely unnoticed. The sound is distorted. It's a big day for the US, July 4th. Never go to New York City. My first and only time going there. I feel like I almost got robbed multiple times. But I have one story where there was again, this is my first and only time going there, and there was definitely a person who attempted to rob me. Me and my girlfriend at the time. So we were just walking through the bus station, and we walked past this tall man who says, "Hey, you dropped something." And I thought to myself, like, am I hearing things, or did that guy just try to tell me that I dropped something? But my girlfriend at the time heard it also, and we were holding hands, and she squeezed my hand really hard, and she said, "Run." And she started running, and since we were holding hands, I started running with her. But if I was alone at the time, I would have just kept on walking. I don't know why we needed to run. And as we were running, I swear I heard him yelling back to us, saying, he said, I feel like this was all in my imagination, but I swear I heard him say, "Hey, didn't you hear me? You were supposed to stand there and look around for your wallet while I robbed you." Like, there's no way he actually yelled that out. That must have been my crazy, quote unquote, schizophrenic brain or something. I never asked my girlfriend at the time if she heard him say that too, but that was kind of hilarious, honestly. Like, you're walking through a bus station and you walk past some dude and he says, "Hey, you dropped something." Like, are you really gonna stop? You're in New York City. Are you really gonna stop and like, are you really that gullible? Never be that gullible. Like, I knew myself. Like, when I heard that, I was like, oh God, I did not drop anything. I'm gonna keep on walking my merry way. Because this is an obvious, like, robbery attempt, because I'm in New York City. You know? I wouldn't have started running, but the funniest part was that I swear I heard him say those words. Hey, didn't you hear me? You were supposed to stop and stand there and look for your wallet while I robbed you. Like, if he really said that, oh my gosh. New York City. When I was there, I was very homesick. I live in upstate New York, and it's very different. Upstate New York is the countryside of New York, basically. We've got cities. We've got our little cities, but it's nothing like the Great Big Apple, as they call it. I've always loved the great outdoors. I've always felt most at home while in the woods. Until you run into one of those invisible walls and you soon realize things aren't really as open world as advertised. Are you new around here? Haven't you heard the news? People are going missing. Reports say it's an animal that's taking them. But word around the suburbs is it's Old Man Robbins. Oh, they don't have enough evidence yet. But in a small town like this, criminals are always taken care of sooner or later. We tend to let things fester until they start spitting up. Scrumptious. Truly scrumptious. It's been a while since I've had a meal like this. You're talking too much. The meal is turning to slush. Ah, yes. I'll be on my way. Here's the check. And here's the tip. A long day of driving. I've always enjoyed that song. Please enjoy this nice silent ride. Oh, the horrors I've seen in these woods. Are you hunting rabbits tonight? I'm not hunting anything, sir. I don't even have anything on me to hunt with. You need help, sir. I'm in a strange world where everything seems possible and nothing is what it seems. I think this episode has gone on long enough. We hit another invisible wall. We talked about this and that. It's getting chilly outside. Okay, let's start back at the beginning and then stop there. And then we won't have to keep looping around. It's worth a try. I'm watching an employee training video that I've seen 100 times. You need more training, recruits. But it's just the same thing over and over. Haven't I seen it enough? You're not paying attention to the details. Can't you see all the hands reaching out? The hands? I thought I was imagining that. Hold on. This isn't a dream. This is a nightmare. Milkroots grabs one of the shadow hands and pulls. Who or what is attached to this hand? He rips out a whole arm, and there's nothing attached to it, not even blood. What is it? He asked. A disembodied laugh carried with his echo. What is it? It's definitely not normal, whatever it is. Oh, the illusion of normalcy. That's a topic for a different episode. The last thing I want to do is get off the subject.